Hello, and welcome. Another Monday, another UK EL Division 1 event for Eversio. Today is going to be the last time I get to say that. Joining me today is going to be Nano Attack, co-casting this game. Hello, Nano Attack.
Hello, hello.
Alright, now that hellos are in order, let's get on for today's match. Also, hello Cardona, seeing you there in the chat. Nice to see you on the chat. Sorry you missed our TFT event, but better luck next time. For today, against Team Rize, we've seen Rize in Division 2. Currently, a bit of lore, both Eversio and Rize Gaming are kind of on the bottom end of the tournament, so this will solidify the last place position. Would be nice to take a win here, of course, would be the second win of this event. Division 1 has proven to be something quite challenging in itself for Eversio to tackle. The tempo of the matches, the accuracy of the players and their plays has been a lot different than what we've seen in the Division 2 sort of tournament. So maybe we'll go back to that. Maybe we'll come back later on next year and improve on what we learned. None of from
Look, I
the
mean,
yeah,
you have to
exactly.
take it like this. This is UKEL. I mean, this is where the game really starts to get to that real professional level. You have to expect that you're no longer just going against good teams, you're going against some great teams. This is the barrier between are you starting to become good enough to become the worst of the top of Europe. So uh, you have to expect, especially for a team that's the first time ever going into the UKL Division 1, that you're not going to exactly have the greatest of times. That said, I will say this: I don't think most of the losses were exactly like for some huge skill diff or something like that. I think most of the games were all mistakes that I think are clear and can be fixed and can be improved on. So in that case, I'm not honestly too mad. Like, of course, seeing one win, six losses is it now or five? It's not the nicest thing in the world, but I think honestly, real talk, it's not that bad. It's something that is definitely room for improvement, big improvement, but I don't think it is the end all be all. If that makes sense.
Yeah, it's been a fun watch for me regardless of how it was going. I was just hopeful we can catch maybe a bit more wins. So yeah, I mean we got the first. To be fair, there were at least 2 or 3 games that were reasonable at securing a win. Just goes to show we're not that far off, but we just need to tighten up the screws maybe a bit more. We are soon going to get into draft. This time it will not be directly from my stream, but streaming directly from the UK broadband. So they're a bit more quicker with the draft, and they go straight from draft into the game, not really giving us maybe the most time or much time to discuss a lot about what's going on with the draft. But we'll try to do our best. Um, the lineup, do we know who's playing today? That's such a good question. As a verse, you have really shown multiple characters in different roles. The staples were Awaken, Iglos, and well, not even Berkun to be honest. We've seen a lot of people coming in and out of this team. So I'm curious to see who's gonna play today. Is it Drakur in mid? Is it Iconic in bot lane? Or is it Starforger in either of those roles? I think it is Berkun in the jungle. So that should be secured there. It's more the mid ADC pick that I'm not sure about who's going where today. I don't know if you heard about it. Let's see if maybe I can snipe them a bit. No,
Any snipers? Any snipers?
so maybe Iconic is not joining today. So yeah, could be the case. Okay, so I did get word that it is gonna be the this, like how we say, the Eversio we all know, the Eversio that started it off here. It will be Drakur in the mid lane with Starforger and AD carry. Okay, all other members are on roll. So we have Berkun in jungle, Iglos in top, and yeah, Awaken is gonna be playing support. So not sure
That
what
to me
happened there
sounds
with Iconic. He was doing really well, but Starforger back to claim his position. What do you think about
bro's
that,
too
Nano?
busy. Bro is. I'm gonna choose to assume that he is just busy. I think Iconic was performing pretty well. Honestly, he has champions, especially in his pool, that I think there's a lot of niches that the rest of Versio kind of does not manage to fill. And I mean, outside of that, I think he was incredibly consistent. Maybe one of the most, if not the most consistent player on their team. There was, of course, one or two games where maybe there was a death here and there that was extra, but I mean, I think that's pretty normal. That said, I mean, this is the, you could say, the quote unquote classic default lineup, at least of the modern incarnation of Versio.
Yep.
I mean, realistically, if this is gonna be the battle for the bottom, we all just have to hope. We have to pray for the dragon to not be banned. I'll be honest. If he's not banned, I think solid chance we just win the game. But then again, I doubt he's gonna be left open. We'll see.
Right. So you're actually thinking that he will play the Aurelian Soul in the bot lane.
I've been looking at it. It's genuinely not that bad of a pick. The worst part about it is that it's relatively weak early game, but it has a surprisingly like neutralizing laning phase, especially against a lot of AD carries. Yeah, I mean, other than that, obviously, I mean, he has a decent Jinx, he has a decent Ziggs. He does definitely have champions which you can play in bot lane, which are more traditional. Although, I think at this point in the game, you're, how do I say this? You're allowed to do more adventurous stuff. To be blunt, I'd like to see them play just completely to their strengths this game. I mean, we're playing for who's at the bottom. You don't need to play as like, you know, this is going to be the last game and you're playing for first seed. This is the kind of game where you're playing, okay, let's just show them what we can do on the champions that we like to play. And so I would not be exactly against seeing something goofy like an Aurelion AD carry. That's at least my 2 cents.
Yeah, I mean, the guy can play him at 500 LP Masters. He can play him in bot lane, I'm sure. So we'll see. If they win this, they can make playoffs. Are you sure about that, Cardona? Let's hope so then. If it is the case, would really be nice to see them win. Are you sure though, Cardona? Don't be rattling me, okay? So Cardona Cast is telling us if they win, if we win this, we will be making it to playoffs.
Ah, man, in that case, full try hard, boys. Let's fucking win this shit. What? That's good enough. Actually? Okay.
I mean, we're at the bottom, so I didn't assume that like if there are 8 teams, 7th is part of the next. But maybe he knows something we don't. If so, I guess it is super important. But I'm not sure if that's canon or not. It might be cap, Mr. Nano, but we'll see.
He may be capping.
Hi, Mal Cardona.
We're
Alright.
not gonna have many viewers today because we're getting poached by Kadrin and Baus, you know. Usually we're like 10,000 viewers. Unlucky.
Okay. Kadril and Baus are streaming at the moment as well.
Yeah, they're streaming right now. I just came from a Kadrin stream, man. The guy's entertaining.
Nice. You're plugging in the opposition, Mela.
Oh, I can't deny it, man. The guy's fun to watch.
Hopefully a few minutes here before we begin. We'll see.
Is the draft lobby ready?
Don't ask me, my friend. I'm just following orders here.
Just following orders.
Yeah.
We will see. We'll see.
Nuclear, Rize, and Vertex are all at 2:6. Am I missing a number? Are we actually 1-7? Or is this accurate? 1-6. Did I update this? I might need to update it.
It may be a 1-7. I think it's 1-7.
Cause yeah, I guess we are 1-7, right? So yeah, I don't know how we're gonna make playoffs if we win this Cardona, but hey, I guess it would tie us up with Rize at 2-7, right?
Guys, top 8 make playoffs.
But there's 8 teams.
There's 8 teams, bro, but it doesn't matter who the fuck wins. There are 10
there are
teams.
10 teams, okay.
So there's a team who has not won a single game. Manka.
I guess I know who we managed to beat Let's see if we can also defeat Rize Gaming. Alright, Cardona Cass is up to date. Are you back from holiday, Cardona? Or are you watching from afar? From abroad?
Name is Jafar. He streams from afar.
Today's first day back, alright. Welcome back. You did not give any time in between, you jumped straight on. Good for you. The draft should be starting soon, man. Let's see. I'd expect first bans being like Yon, Aurelian Sol, and I don't know, El Chupacabra. ما نعرفش.
El Chupacabra jungle.
Yes. Them.
Give my man the Sejuani. Put him on Sejuani duty.
I want to try Camille Jungle because of the true damage buffs. Maybe hair clear is better.
That is the biggest cop I've ever heard, brother.
Oh, Nuno's going crazy. He's a 303 clear, so.
Yeah, I know. The champion's been strong for like fucking years. No, blaze him. He's
Yeah,
boring.
we saw he got damage jump for true damage.
True.
For the
Now,
camps, it actually did a lot.
Okay, hear me out though, hear me out, like unironically. Nunu is like the Zillion of jungle. Like the only reason people don't play him is because he's boring. Like people play this like full AP Kesha, like superstar one-shot variation of him. But I swear to God, if people just played him like
Yeah,
AP off tank.
You're explaining tanks in
Crazy.
general.
Yeah, but like even like tanks, was like Skarner is played, you know. Sejuani is played because at least they have like fun engages. Nunu,
Played.
I mean, yeah, he has a W.
You said Elise is played. Elise is not a thing.
No. I said Sejuani is played. I said.
Oh yeah, but for
she's-
free lot they're played, not because people want to play them. Say with all
Yeah,
Nunu
yeah.
players. Though.
But no, unironically though, if you want to play him at like a high enough level, does take a brain. Like, I'm not even making that. You know what I've also seen has been very fucking interesting and like actually raising the ranks right now. Darius fucking jungle.
Yep.
I'm not making. I'm like serious with this. And there's another one. There's what's his name? Yorick, the one I showed you.
Yorick OPU. Phil jungle. You can even throw like 3 goals on Dragon, and they can solo Dragon as well.
Yeah. So
But
maybe
you can play anything in jungle, to be honest.
yeah, for the sake of anything. I'm telling you. You know who's also gotten like really good, and ironically, I'm not sure if you know. It's a relatively niche champion. She's called Briar.
Good for
Like
her.
unironically, I think she's like climbing the ranks. I think she's actually becoming a pretty decent pick just because the way the meta's forming.
No. Stop. Be quiet.
Don't tell them the secret. Don't tell them the secret.
It's a garbage champion, okay? Until I climb high low with it and can proclaim I climbed with a garbage champion, it cannot be good, okay?
Cannot be good.
Yeah, feet maxing. Oh yeah.
Beat me.
Voilà. Oh yeah, waiting on potentially the last Rize member here for the draft to begin. We are 3 minutes late. Tiska.
Call me Warwick the way I W Briar's feet. Any truers?
We might have to end the stream early, guys. Not because of anything related, but Nano is just making it impossible. Please. You are Warwick-ing our viewers away.
I'm fired, bro. Get
Oh,
me
no.
out of here. I'm fired. Yeah.
Alright,
So
so
Vic's not watching. Vic's not watching good shit.
we have to win this, eh? So, Mr. Cardona, if you are still in the chat, if we do get this win and it's 2-7, what about all the ties? Do they like do a 1v1 for that, or I guess there's points, right? Or something. So let's hope we actually do make it. Nope. Alright. Maybe something else. Let's see. Hey, he's here. Points based on face-offs. Alright. I think I understand what you're trying to say. So since we faced Rize and Vertex, right? Yeah, exactly. Got it. Okay, let the draft begins. Come on, guys. Let's have it. All players are in the lobby, and we'll soon be swapping over to the UKAL stream. I will be muting though their casters, and me and Nano will take it from here. Let's see how it goes. They are asking if everyone is ready, so very exciting. We will soon be getting into this draft. Let's see it. Oi, oi, oi. So, a lot of coordination needed for these kinds of events. You have different teams, some from sound, some coming from the casting, some even directing the stream itself. You also need all 5 members of each team, so there's a lot of people involved in making these streams going on. Not from my end, of course. I just turn on the switch and me and Nano start yapping on. We have some set up, but nowhere to the near of what UKL are producing. Yeah, so that's why the delays are here. 5 minutes to go. Sorry, 5 minutes in. We are just a little bit off schedule. Rize have confirmed they are ready. We are waiting on Eversio to confirm they are also ready for a draft. And let's see how it goes. 50
I
euro.
hope you all
Nano.
got some food. 50 euro.
Yes, Isol will be banned. Okay, if he's banned, you pay me. If not, I pay you. Okay, done. It's
I'm not
finished.
sure about this.
Finalized. Contract is finalized. That's it.
How
You
about
have
if how
send me
about
10 skins. Wonka.
how about this? Mela, if ASOL is banned, you lose, and if ASOL is شو not banned, I win. How about that?
No. To
Huh?
be honest, I zoned out completely, and I'm not sure what you offered, but I'm pretty sure you would have offered it in your favor. So I'm just going it off of that. Oi, oi, oi. Give me back the Pikachu, eh? You stole it.
Uh-oh, Banka, my 5 euros. Nizlet, by the
No.
way, 3 euros.
Oh no.
The stocks are going down. The
The
poker
Pikachu
stocks.
stocks. Cardona Cast is solo carrying the chat at the moment. Anyone else here in the chat? Some ever wins if you don't know what to type. Hashtag ever win. We need this potentially taking us to the qualifiers of Division 1. Isn't that exciting? Cardona, you don't count. Man, you're the whole chat right now. We need
Okay,
we need
I will
someone
I will
else.
post I will post 2 emotes.
There we go. Ah yes, the casters and Cardona cast doing the hashtag everwin in chat. Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay, Farsal.
Alright, Farsal being a hipster in the chat. He's like the arch nemesis, in the background. With every loss, he's like, hey, this is why I keep tuning in, eating his popcorn.
Wallah, he's hate watching. He's hate watching.
Alright, Eversio are ready. We're gonna get into the draft. Let's see it. Waiting for the actual draft to start. I will
Mela
try.
Aysel has been banned. Did you?
No, they haven't started, right?
They have.
Well,
The 3 bans have already been happening. We have Yo
holy moly.
and
Okay.
Lisa Azir and the 3rd ban for Eversio. I mean, pretty fucking standard bans. The Mel ban is a bit interesting. I'm not aware of anyone on Eversio's side who plays Mel. We see an Aurora ban. I'm guessing Casablanca plays a bit of Aurora. With the Cassante first pick, lock it in. Just making sure that Eversio does not have any chance to get the champion. Pretty understandable. Now, Cassante is a champion that is kind of easily countered. Not easily countered, but relatively countered by certain champs. Cough, cough, Gwen. Will we see it? I'm. Oh, for fuck's sake, man. Okay, we have Renekton. Okay. The clock is locked in. Now, to be fair, Renekton is a decent pick against Cassante. It's like genuinely not a bad pick. There's better picks, but it's not a bad pick. And we do just immediately see the Sejuani locked in right after. That's a pretty decent combo for ganking top lane. Then again, you will be ganking a Cassante, which is not exactly the easiest damn thing to do. We'll have to see exactly what happens. I mean, look, man, it's not the ideal, but it's also not the worst.
I really like the Sejuani pickup, by the way. Brickon going back to his roots, to what he's used to. Rice here locking in the Zyra. A decently skilled matchup if Sejuani ever queues in and Zyra can dodge it, it's gonna be a bit hard for Brickun, especially with that Zyra clear. But it's such a strong front line here. If Renekton and Sejuani here, Aiglos and Brickun get ahead, they're definitely gonna enjoy themselves. Because damage is gonna be maybe a bit lacking on the side of Rice, especially with this Ezreal pickup. Yeah,
Bit of an interesting pick with the Ezreal. I'm not sure exactly uh, what the idea is between Cassante, Ezreal, Zyra. They all kind of want to do different things. Cassante is a bit of a disengaged. Zyra is also disengaged, to be fair. Though Ezreal is more of this sort of like mid-range poke champ, so this
yeah.
a
So
bit
so is
maybe
Zyra, I
better
would
to
say.
wait.
So why not? Good
Fair
good
enough, fair
objective
enough.
control, and Cassante just offers maybe that front line. Yeah, but I would assume Rise here on their last two picks, they want to sort of go either deeper into this long range, or maybe heavier with poke. Having disengage against something like Syndra, Sejuani, and Renekton is actually pretty good. I would like to see something from support here that could counter the Sejuani and Syndra. Milio could be a good choice. Not sure if Eversio will ban it out. Let's see. The Versio did end up skipping a ban. Not sure what's going on with that. Yeah, we'll have to wait and see. I am recreating this draft separately so that we can maybe get some time to talk about it as it's going on. So let's see. Yeah. What are we waiting for here for Rice to ban their last champion? What's it gonna be? Any idea? Now Nautilus being banned, okay. Now Milio is still available, and I think Milio against Eversio's comp is like really strong for Rice. So I'm curious to see what Eversio end up picking up. Nano, are you still with me? I cannot hear you,
Oh,
Nano.
sorry. I go for quickly just 3 minutes.
Alright, alright.
It does look like the Eversio ban nothing. What's the,
Yes, they skipped the ban.
they skipped the ban. Was that because of the timer or?
Not sure, but it's skipped for sure. Let's see. Millie also for Rice is a decent, maybe not the best with Ezreal, but it is really good with Jinx. At first, you also have the Lulu option. Now, Lulu with Sejuani will definitely help her out, helps their engage a bit more. But I feel like Eversio, apart from maybe Sejuani ult, really needs something else to either engage here and round off their comp. Something like Leona or Rel could be nice pickups as well. As we see Jace being picked up here for Rice against the Renekton. Jace has been a very strong champion overall. So it's nice to see him being picked up here.
Jace mid is a bit interesting, to be honest. With the recent buffs, I think he's actually a really decent mid laner.
Oh wow, they actually pick up Leona themselves. Maybe identifying that Eversio could really benefit from this pickup. Are we really going for Soraka though?
I don't really want to see an enchanter here, I'm gonna be damn honest. If you're gonna pick an enchanter here, you need to pick something like really hard, like Soraka or Nami. Else, I mean, you just need to go. Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, Soraka unironically does fit with their comp. Yeah, okay, that's fine. I'm actually fine with that. Picking an enchanter there was very difficult. You could not go something like Lulu. You could not go something more poke based. You need something that's just a straight up healer, sort of e-girl champion, to be blunt. I'm actually really happy with the Soraka pick. I think it fits a lot with what they're trying to do as a comp. I think the E silence really does work in favor of the Kisante and the Leona. It really does shut down a lot. I mean, I'm gonna be honest. This is one of my favorite.
Okay, we heard nothing there. I don't know. You lagged out a bit, Audioli, but
I may have lagged out. What I'm saying is, I think this may be my favorite draft from Eversio. I'm gonna be
okay.
honest.
I'm glad you're excited for it. Personally, I'm not the biggest fan, but I do know that Soraka can definitely handle this Leona early on in the game. I just think
It's
that
not
Rice
just that.
have,
Her silence shuts down Kisante and Leona diving in on them, which is completely what you need from this comp. So Soraka here is not only functioning as an enchanter early game, she's functioning as a way to wall off the Leona and the Cassante. If you were to pick any other enchanter here, like a Janna or an Asona, I would have said it was a bad pick. Or like a Melio, I feel like it'd be a bad pick. I feel like Soraka specifically here, with the way that she functions and the way you want to play out these team fights, which are these long drawed out team fights, her heals are gonna come really in clutch, but we'll have to see.
I swapped on over here. The missing pick there is Jace. Yeah, so I have the draft locked in here. Oh, we are on red side today, not on blue side. Oy, oy, oy. So before the game starts, I'm not sure if we did start. Have we? Not yet, not yet. Okay. So yeah, waiting for the game to start. They did start already, so let's go right back into it. Here we go. Hashtag Everwin. Bye. Let's see how it goes. They are still spawning in, I see. Alright, let's see if we get some early aggression here. Rize do have a decent early game comp here. One issue that Eversio will be facing this game is, do we help Renekton or do we help Jinx? It seems to be some kind of a thematic they tend to go through. Renekton is one of these champs.
You have to help Renekton. I mean,
yeah, he has the Sejuani with him. No real setup in bot lane as well, apart from Sejuani herself. So I'm assuming Eversio to be a bit sort of vulnerable in this bot lane. Against Leona, Ezreal, and Zyra, it's gonna be tough to fight out. Such strong potential of damage there in the earlier levels as well for Eversio. So they really need to play the wave good, not get shoved in. I would like to see a lane swap maybe, but I don't know if they're gonna do that. I guess Cassante is gonna get better than Renekton for that. So would assume that Brickhoon is gonna be parting topside here towards his Renekton, and I would assume Rice to identify that. Let's see if
you
they
have
go.
to play for Renekton here. I completely agree. I mean, look, Jinx Soraka is going to be a bit dicey in the early game against Ezreal and the Leona, especially when Ezreal stacks out that passive. If Leona finds a nice engage, it could result in a kill and possibly a snowball. But that is a risk you have to take. This Renekton has to get ahead, else, like we've seen many times in the past, he just becomes absolutely useless. That said, a fed Renekton is going to be a crazy glue for Eversio to transition to this mid game where Syndra comes online, and then once late game comes around, Jinx is gonna come online, and that's when I think you're just gonna win the game.
Yeah, we definitely need this Jinx to start popping off in the mid game fights, especially around that second Drake, third Drake timer. So if we can potentially get this Renekton ahead with a couple of ganks and then go to the bot lane. Issue is Cassante is like one of these champs, similar to Gwen, you know, regardless if you gank him or not, he's still gonna be fine. Which is part of the issue what I find with this comp at the moment. Eversio really need to take this game sort of by the neck and keep it going. They have the tools to do it, and yeah, get the gold onto Starforger here with his Jinx.
Look, they have drafted genuinely the best they've done on all of the games that I've seen. What needs to happen is a solid execution of their champs. And I mean, this is honestly what I mean by the Soraka just absolutely does not allow the Leona to function.
Oh.
It is a bit unlucky the W heal for Soraka did not come in, but first blood is secured. There's a few minions lost, but I mean, imagine this was level 3 where Soraka has her silence. I mean, Leona cannot ever engage. I am so happy that they recognize that the Soraka was a good pick here. Honestly, I'm most excited. As Sora is actually noticing a dive on Awaken here. I think this is a misplay. I think... no, he's going to be jumping on Sora Fortune to just chunk him out a bit. It should be fine.
Might be a well-calculated gank here. They know Brickhoon is pathing towards that top side. And they might be looking to set up this dive on Cassante, which is going to be very hard. So here, Zyra really abuses her early game care and early game damage here to completely wipe out their bot lane. We knew they're gonna be in a tough spot, and we knew that Zyra could be patting down. It's just they might not be accustomed to this level of aggression from a jungler. So let's see how Eversio play it out. I mean, we sent Sejuani top, but we also got the lane shoved in, and we're not diving Cassante. Some things just don't match up sometimes. It's hard to see this early game start. At the very least, Ezreal, he's gonna be strong, you know, for the time being. He went tier, so it's kind of a neutral strength at the moment. He's still gonna retain his strength as a champion, of course, for these earlier levels. Hopefully, with Soraka, Eversio will be able to hold down this lane. Sadly, though, a
This
big
game looks a lot worse than it actually is. I
yeah.
honestly think I'm like trying to work it out in my head. Obviously, the Jinx falling behind is not something you want. That said, Jinx falling behind will not realistically make or break the game. I think the biggest, unironically, the biggest effect these ganks will have might be on Starforger's mental. He has to understand that right now him falling behind, it's bad, but it's not going to end the game. Provided, from this point on, you just casually sit back, get XP, get some farm, try to catch up again. If you get just one kill and you come back into the game, you start winning automatically. So, I
And
mean,
it
it's
is
a
a
really well
jinx as
played
well,
from
right?
Azora.
Yeah.
This is a Jinx. So, I mean, it is very well played from Azora, recognizing that the gank, there's a gank opportunity there, and it's a very good gank. That said, I still don't think the game is exactly, you know, quote unquote ruined. I think it's completely fine. That may be a bit of copium, but I do genuinely believe it.
Well, ruined. Surely not. Surely not, man. But yeah, off to a rough start. Even with that wave crashing in, Rice here do the correct job in freezing, and they have a significant CS lead. This also prompts Zyra here to be rotating around bot lane turret. Birkun still trying to help out his top side, but they're not gonna be accomplishing much with the current wave state in top lane, which just allows free reign for Zyra to completely abuse this bot lane. Look at Starforger. He's just trying to last hit. He's already down in gold, forcing a teleport here from Iglos. Sadly, though, well, it does back them off, so at least no dive there. But considering we sent the objectives towards this top side here, we're sort of trading what we should have been strong on for stabilizing this bot lane. Let's see, you did mention that top lane would have been the better option here to gank, but maybe this teleport helps the mental of Starforger. Let's see. Starforger gets engaged on a lot of damage. Ignite falling out there. The barrier goes through. Starforger barely getting healed there. Awaken saving him. But the wave,
Rocket baby.
it's so hard to last hit at the moment. Awaken doing God's work currently. Keeping Starforger in this lane. They really don't know if Zyra is here. Off the back of it, they did take 2 Void Grubs out of 2. Seems like Zyra was able to rotate and secure one in the nick of time. Dragon will be something they could look for. Drakur is here, though it is warded and spotted by Rize. A bit of perhaps miscommunication there on the wards. Flash forced out from the Ezreal here. Drakur trading his flash for Ezreal's flash. Oh, teleport also used there by the Jace instead of going to mid lane. He does opt to show off that he could also recover his bot lane. Well, he did get spotted on this bot lane, on this river ward as well, Drakur on the roam. Maybe a bit of communication there, we could have avoided the vision and got off a nice gank against this Rice bot lane. But so far, Ezreal without flash, you know, not the end of the world for Rice, but does back them off from all that pressure they were giving Starforger. We see here the Soraka healing is enough to keep him topped up.
It is a bit sad Drakur losing his flash there. This will be now a bit of a more dangerous lane, especially with the way the Jace has been itemizing, which is again this more damage focused Jace. Thank God, tank Jace is seemingly weakened. Let's not say it's dead, but it's weakened definitely.
Falling out of favor, perhaps, but
falling out of favor.
Yeah. It's not a Jarvan. I think that's a big deal, though it is a Zyra jungle, so it's not gonna be too much pressure without flash. Oh no,
Iglos getting a
he's
bit
taking my
dangerous,
words
but it
away.
should actually be fine. It should actually be completely fine. I mean, Iglos has been chunked out. However, I mean, Cassante ulted is a lot more important of an ability than Renekton ultimate. So honestly, man, I mean, I won't lie. The early ganks that Azura did on Zyra on the bot lane were definitely very, very impactful. They have created a bit of a gap. Again, though, this is a comp you expect to fall a tiny bit behind early game. Realistically, the only reason that we're playing this comp is to try to scale into this mid late, which again is Eversio's strength. So It should not be the end of the world. Starforger does step up a tiny bit too far. However, I mean, look at Soraka, man. What an amazing pick. You cannot tell me. I mean, I feel like any other support, you would have died there.
To be fair,
Man.
these trades are looking in the advantage of Rize, but thanks to Soraka's healing, trading that health for the damage back, considering that Rize don't have sustain, it's really benefiting Eversio's comp right now. We see Zyra here again. Do they spot it? No, they don't. Big engage here from the Leona. Starforger gets caught out. And the big Zyra ult does take down both Eversio members for the feats of strength there. No help, no vision, no way to work around it. A bit difficult to play this bot lane at the moment. Zyra though doing God's work for Rize here at the moment. So really well done on his behalf as well. Meanwhile,
Sora is playing this game quite tight. I mean, every time that he could be bot lane, he is bot lane. I think at this point though, Eversio needs to start to expect it. It's clear what Azora thinks the win condition is, and it's making Eversio's bot lane fall behind. And I think they need to understand that if they are not underneath their tower, and even then, they have to expect, hey, Zyra could be here. I could get dove. I could die. Obviously, it's not the
let's see.
optimal way to play. We do actually see Sejuani.
Raccoon, where have you been? We've yet to see some action here from our favorite pig. Let's see if we can get something off here. We have Renekton, we have Sejuani. We do see Rice sending in their bot lane to top, which is kind of maybe a breath of fresh air for Eversio. They get to actually lane here, but let's not forget this Cassante could still maybe take the 1-4-2 given the nature of his champion. Rice are on top of the objectives as well, pretty much being there and securing them. We did manage to get 2 grabs so far, but they did take 1, and they also secured the dragon. With how much is that? Is that gonna be? Sorry, my bad, man. It's gonna be 4 grabs. So at the very least, Eversio did deny the chance to get the proper grabs. As we see there, I was mentioning this Cassante could potentially be able to take on the Eversio bot lane on his own, despite only having tier 2 boots and a chain vest. Yeah, just
he's called Chovy's favorite for a reason. He's called Chovy's favorite for a reason. This champion, 300, 400, 600 years. I mean, this is just the nature of Cassante, the way he works. Of course, this Soraka is a surprisingly very strong pick, as you can see against him. But man, it is genuinely, I mean, it is genuinely just so sad to see this happen again.
Yeah, Eversio's bot lane pretty much being removed from the map entirely. Man, I am stuttering here, but every time Zyra's appearing on the map, Eversio's bot lane are disappearing. It's being that kind of game at the moment. Cassante even taking his discipline, taking those short trades. We also lost out on Flash Barrier here on Starforger. Big losses there as well. And no real room to breathe here. Dracour steadily here in the mid lane. Very neutral. Even in top lane, we've had neutral CS. A lot of action around this bot lane. As we see him get completely dove here. The Leona tanking 3 tower shots. Still at about that halfway point. Raccoon is here to respond alongside Awaken. He does manage to get Leona quite low, but the Zyra and Jace are here to support. Raccoon tanky in his own sense with Soraka here in the back. You can see why this comp could have been a good comp here. Have a strong front to back. Still, not all hope is lost. It's only a 4k gold lead. It's not the biggest difference here. Item wise, as you can see here on the board, we do have some items across the board. So it's definitely within favor. As you said, Jinx can still come back. The real issue is currently Jinx is going for Yuntals. I don't know if you agree with me, Nano, but it's gonna be a while before this Jinx is gonna be doing damage.
I'm actually not sure about the Yuntal. Let me say something crazy here. I think this was a Hullbreaker game.
I would have gone LDR first if I'm this behind. That's my opinion. But anyways, it's up to them. We'll have to wait and see. We do need that BF sword, a big buy. Here in the top lane, Mr. Crocodile faces Cassante. Yeah, we are an item up, but sad to see that Cassante still is pretty much not really noticing any significant difference in their trades. Such is the nature of this champ. An interesting first purchase on Jace there. Not sure if we've seen that before. He is potentially scared of the Syndra EQ. Jace and Leona making short work of Dracour here with a quick gank. I really would like them to like sort of tighten up here in the game, not really going sort of trying to play a bit more together, either sacking it all for the top lane or maybe sacking it all for the bot lane. We're still split up while Rize are doing a lot of plays together. This is definitely much better than what they've done in the Division 2. They've definitely improved on where they started. Awaken now here, forced off the wave. This is what I mean. If they're gonna get forced off like this, might as well have been shoving it down the top lane alongside Aiglos and Brickun. These are small things they should have noticed, especially with Dragon coming up. We see Zyra would be prioritizing a play around this bot lane.
Man, I know this game is rough, but honestly, call it copium. I actually still think there's a way for Eversio to come back in this game and win it. It's gonna have to be like tight knit. You cannot make mistakes from this point on. One more mistake, I think, will result in Eversio just losing.
It's hard to think that Rize will do such critical errors because it will rely on them making small mistakes. As we see Aiglos here combating the potential 1v2 scenario, he does flash away, and Rize are happy to take that exchange. At least we do manage to survive. To have feats of strength as well on top of everything else. Rize do manage to secure the feats there with the first tower. All right, we got our BF sword. Yes.
I'm going to keep coping. I honestly think there is a way for Eversio to come back here. The nature of the champs does allow for really good openings.
Yeah, we need to see a bit more teamwork from them. Maybe for sure they have a beautiful fighting comp, but they are just a bit too far behind, I think. If Renekton and Sejuani overstep their welcome, Zyra can lock them down alongside Leona and Ezreal. I'm pretty sure they're gonna go down fast, especially with that Leandri's pickup. So it is kind of hard. They did need to snowball this early game as much as possible, and that did not happen. So let's see how they fare. Against the poke comp especially, you kind of don't want to fall behind, because poke comp in their very nature, they do damage, but it's kind of slow. It's better in long drawn out scenarios, hence the poking. But if they're ahead, you have to think about it like that. That extra bit of poke you take, it's gonna help them sort of get the confidence for the objective, maybe 1 or 2 spells before they need to. So we see the objective there. The Herald secured as well there. Potentially Rize could be using this to use the tempo from Herald into the Atakan. We will be seeing Atakan in the next 3 minutes here. I don't know, since you're still thinking about the game here, Nano, how do you expect the next fights to go?
I mean, I am honestly like on overdrive right now, trying to think like, what is the ideal play for Eversio to make here? Honestly, it's just trying to find a pick, preferably on the Zyra. It's very hard to do. Nearing impossible in Dracor. That is not where you need to be right now. Oof.
Yeah. Poor Dracor. He's just not used to this kind of tempo at the moment. Things are maybe going a bit too quick, and Rize is all over the place. It seems like everywhere they go, Eversio can't find the play. And this is maybe a bit sort of a result of not grouping up and not taking objectives here. We see Aiglos on that solo mission Warpath, but Cassandra just backs off. You know, he has enough health and resistances to weather his storm. As we do see him having to back off. They know that Rize is around, but they're not sure who. And we do see Zyra now showing up. It does force Aiglos to ult, as the Zyra E does miss. So Aiglos happy to walk out of that. We see Starforger trying to also freeze the wave here, trying to get some CS. Yuntals is complete, but it's no comparison to you, Ezreal, with 2 items now already spiked. Such is the difference.
It is genuinely sad that the most useless champ on Eversio's comp right now is the one who is objectively quote-unquote even, being the Renekton. I mean, Renekton is a champion who just by nature you need to get ahead, you need to get a lead in order to actually do something. And man, I mean, he does not really have a lead, does he?
It's not all too bad, you know, he does have that Black Reaver. He will be helping circumvent some of Jinx's lack in damage as well in these team fights. If maybe they can start off the fight with a nice pick on Zyra or maybe this Jace. I would assume it's either Zyra or Ezreal, because Jace also has a spell shield there. But if they can start off with a nice reset for Star Forger, yeah, it's not all lost completely. A one kill here could turn a lot of shutdowns into a lot of gold. Let's see how it
Honestly,
goes.
this was bounties that I think might be able to just completely gold swing the game back into Versus' favor. If Jinx is able to pick up one or even two bounties, I mean, whew, the game will definitely come back to the side of Eversio. However, it does look like it's not the pick for Eversio, but the pick on Eversio, as Igloss is in a bit of a dangerous position, will get knocked back, knocked down, and just completely killed. Man, that is sad. And it's sad to see here that we do see the Ezreal. Very nice predict from Brickun. However, of course, the cleanse does come out from Drakito. It's a very nice attempt. I would have liked to see them just immediately engage on Ezreal next time, tiny bit earlier, when he was a tiny bit more mispositioned, before he realized, oh wait, my entire team's top lane. But yeah, I mean, now it seems like Rize will most likely just back, reset, try to fight for this Atakan. Atakan is a objective, which is, I'm gonna be honest, one of the biggest baits in the game. It's it takes a very long time to fight. It drains a lot of your resources to fight it, both your health and your mana. So there is a chance where if, and it is voracious, so it does bring a GA, if they take a 5v5 here, and Brickun is able to smite fight and win the smite fight, both junglers having the upgraded smite here, and they pick up one, even just one shutdown on one of their carries, I mean, it's going to be pretty big for the side of Eversio. I would like to see them just instantly rotate here and try to fight it. I don't really see a way they can sort of stall out the game and scale here otherwise. I understand it'd be a disadvantageous fight. I understand that basically the entirety of Rize has two items to their one. But at this case, where the game is just so behind, I think you need to start going for these riskier plays. Especially as, I mean, it does seem to be just two members of Rize taking this Drake.
Yeah, I mean,
most
people just haven't figured it out yet. But you can pretty much take these objectives with little to no damage suffered at all. So yeah, I'm not surprised that they are taking it. I would imagine that at higher levels of play, people should know what these objectives do and how they retaliate and how to play against them. Yeah, for anyone that plays WoW, World of Warcraft, etc., you should know just to dodge the stuff, and you'll be good.
hard for the average player.
Well, yeah, let's see how it goes. I think the idea of Eversio here, they're not grouping up, they're not trying to fight. It's like they're fine all taking lane priority and sort of bleeding out to the fact that Rize are grouping up and doing plays side by side on their lanes. Yeah, and I'm just not seeing that from Eversio. No fight back, no trying to gather and like fight in a specific area, get a reset for the Jinx, start a fight off. They know Ezreal doesn't have cleanse, for example. Now, it's true, there is this voracious Atakan that's really gonna disturb them at the moment. So that could be a case. But I feel like they're playing too much for teleport. Maybe failing to realize that teleport takes just way too long at this point in time. I'd rather seeing them group up, get a big fight, and then teleport to their lane priorities. I think that's a much better way to spend this ability at the moment.
Yep, yeah. I agree completely. I think at this point in the game, you're so behind. You need to just try to see if maybe with a numbers advantage, you can try to win the game. Look, I mean, I'm gonna be honest. It's very difficult from this point on. 10-1 is no joke. The CS difference is no joke. The voracious Atakan makes it so that even a winning fight here just will not mean anything, which is very sad. Realistically, Eversio here just need to turtle, they need to group, they need to just make it so that they can not allow these waves to crash under these towers and try to deny as many of their team objectives from the side of Rize. Just really anything. Even just one tower denied, two towers denied is enough to realistically win at this point in the game. Well, win as much as you can, of course. I mean, it's hard. It's very hard. I will say, again, their comp does function in such a way that once they reach these two items, they will be able to contest if someone is caught out. And their comp also works in a way that if 3 items is reached, realistically, they will be as strong as 4 items on Rize. just because of the way that the champions work. A 3-item Jinx it will essentially be as strong as a 4-item Ezreal. As we do see here, Starforger will get jumped on. He does not have vision of Casablanca. Casablanca will force out Starforger's heal. Nothing much else will happen now.
No, that's Awaken's ult actually on Soraka.
That's Awaken's ult. That's Awaken's ult.
Starforger checked the bush with his W, but Jace has the spell shield, and that did not reveal him. So he felt confident in walking up there. Oh, did he also? No, he doesn't have heal. He has barrier. Shit, never mind. You baited me.
I baited you.
Drakur might find the solo play unlucky, man. We're so far behind. We cannot.
He does not
take
have
down this
splinters.
Jace.
He does not have his execute. Oh, yeah. It's so sad to see.
At least we are trying to fight. None of you might have cut off again. Oh, a big fight here from Rize. Zyra caught out of position here. Will go down immediately. That is the problem with Zyra jungle. And now we see Cassante coming in. Teleport as well from Jace. Is this the point where what Eversio's been waiting for all game long? With Zyra down. Let's see if Eversio can heal back up. Continue to stagnate this game. Let's hope so. Rize though, quick to the opportunity while Eversio's healing. Do take down that mid lane tier 3 tower. The inhibitor is now exposed. Baron is also up. We do see Aiglos teleporting into the backline. He might be caught out, a bit out of position here. He does ultimate. Gets knocked back by the Jace. And now Jace flashes over. Cassante is there. Sejuani is here. Brickcoon is here. The entirety of Eversio are here. They're trying to force a fight. This could be the time to fight. Oh, Leona falling dangerously low. Just flash. No flash available. Jace is on the backline though. He does take down Starforger, which is a big part of their team comp. Without resets here. Jace getting chased down by Aiglos. Ezreal dishing out tons of damage from the sideline. Cassante is here. Trying to maybe find the secondary engage.
Look at the Jace.
Oh, we see a Jinx flank here on the backline. Drakur falling low. So does Cassante. Cassante does go down. And now with... Oh no, he does not go down. My apologies there. Damn, that is a big wipeout. A quick turn of events there. Could have looked nice, but respawning there on Zyra was not well kept. Zyra does respawn and Rize do manage to get the ace. What turned out from what could have been a great fight from Eversio turned out into what ends off this game.
What could have been the difference between coming back into the game has ended up being what loses us the game. I mean, it was the right choice to engage. Ah, man, that is sad to see.
Big well played goes out to Rize, of course. They did play this out sort of flawlessly. So well done to them. Eversio, nice try for your efforts. But sadly, we will not be making the qualifiers. And here we are. I was on the edge of my seat, as you can see, dear viewers. Honestly, hoping and expecting for us to pick up something.
I jumped up and accidentally muted my mic as the fight started, so that was funny.
Yikes.
I mean, I was actually so excited to see that. Oh my god, this might actually be a genuine comeback. I mean, it's a shame that it happened. It really is a shame that it happened.
Yeah. So that is 1-8. We did manage to secure a win during Division 1. But that will be it for this series. I hope for everyone that has joined us and watched this show did enjoy all the streams, and will have more hopefully in the future. Maybe a different league if there is as well. Eversio definitely have room to improve, and I would hope that maybe in the next year or maybe the one after, somewhere similar, we will find better results when we try out for this this Division 1 tournament event. Mr. Nano, you are a strong believer there. It looked nice towards the end there. We actually started off. It just seems like the series Eversio was always like a bit slower for the competition in terms of their decision making or warming up. Took them a while. Would be nice to see them watch over their games every single time. I think their opponents were just a bit better. What do you think, Nano?
Yeah, I mean, it's a bit sad to see. I was a genuine believer in their comp, and we saw there at the end. I mean, their comp was starting to turn online, but they were just 2 behind. It's a bit sad. One fight that maybe would have gone to their way a bit earlier. One gank that they would have maybe avoided that had earlier. One gank they could have taken that might have gotten them ahead slightly. Man, it's a shame to see because I do feel like that game, as much as it didn't look like it was genuinely close, I felt like it was a genuinely close game, even from that behind. And it really showed. I mean, I've said this from the beginning since I started casting these games. Aversio's mid game is genuinely very good. It's that laning phase and that early game where they have to just sort of ramp up and match the enemy team's tempo. It's honestly sad to see. It's honestly sad to see.
I'd still commend them though. They tried something local teams do not even have the courage to do. They're trying to compete at a professional level, at an external level. So yeah, props to them, and I'm sure they'll be better for it. Let's hope more teams maybe rise to the occasion, so that they can take on such events as well, and help grow the spirit of competition. I would say part of fault as well that Eversio maybe are not up to this level is that there is not equal level of competition for them to improve as well. Maybe consistency of scrimming and stuff like this could improve in general. So I hope even for anyone
I think it is
watching,
also I think it is also something that they. I mean, the entire time we've seen different team members in Eversio playing different roles, playing different champions. To be blunt, I mean, there's a tiny bit less cohesion there due to, I mean, whether one issue or another. It is, it generally is what it is. I honestly felt though, even as a 1-8, they did generally not. They played relatively well. I think for a team that had the courage to go to the UKEL Division One to actually try to fight what is generally considered, in my opinion, pro players. These are seriously pro players. UKEL 2, yes, they are pros. Yes, they are good at the game. But I feel like it's Division One and these sort of like divisions underneath the actual LEC where like the game starts to genuinely become what you could be considered to be pro League of Legends. It's sad. It's sad that the outcome is a 1-8. Although I think again for most of those games it was a genuinely good fought. It was a good fight fought, and hopefully I mean maybe with just a bit more consistent scrimming, maybe a bit more consistent teamwork. Uh, I'm convinced. I'm convinced the Versa can be top of UKL. I'm again maybe a bit of cold, but I do genuinely think it. I think they do actually have a chance. They do had these moments where they showed to shine, and I mean if you're able to go 110 on a comp and seem like you're gonna win a team fight and actually make it close when you're 1 to 10, I mean there's something. I feel like there's something. I don't know.
alright, a nice speech there from Nano encouraging Eversio to go forth and conquer, not give up and continue playing. Thank you Nano for co-casting today's game.
My
Thank you
pleasure.
Thank you to everyone who joined us today on stream. I hope you enjoyed the show. Until next time or the next events, keep following the live Maltese games notifications on Discord, and you'll be notified of such. And until next time, have a good night, and thank you for joining. I'd love good night, Nano.
Good night. Good night.
Good night, good night.